Hi everyone, how are you guys doing today? Thank you for being here and checking out my YouTube channel. Thank you so much as well for those who already subscribed to my channel. Thank you. And if you are new here, maybe just click the subscribe button, knowing that just with a little click you can help me a lot. If you don't have your yoga mat already, go grab it, and when you are ready, let's begin. Today's class we're gonna begin in standing, so coming at the top of your mat, keeping tailbone in, feet pressing down, shoulders relaxed, keeping the feet hip apart. Bring the hands at the heart, rest for a moment, closing your eyes, bringing your awareness to the practice, bringing yourself at your yoga practice, at your yoga mat. We'll take a few breaths here, as we always do before beginning our class. Taking long inhales, keeping the eyes open or closed, anything that works for you. And let's try to take a few breaths again, knowing that pressing the fingers equally against each other will help you as well to bring yourself to the present moment. Relax here. Long inhale and exhale. Again, inhale and out. Relaxing completely. If your eyes are open, maybe staring at something steady in front of you. Keep breathing. I also again want to remind you before we begin our practice to make sure to breathe all the time, to support your practice at all the time. Relaxing the jaws, now facial muscles. On every exhale, your shoulders are relaxed. And when you're ready, join me for 3 ohms on the next inhale. Om. Again. Last one. Om. Release the hands down by the side, open the eyes. Keeping the feet separate. Pressing the 4 corners of the feet into the ground. Tailbone in, glutes in. Holding here, Tadasana, mountain pose. Just breathing, relaxing the upper body, engaging the legs, pressing the ground away from you. 4 corners of the feet are pressing down. Breathing, exhaling. Long inhale always, long exhale. You can keep the feet separate or big toes to touch, both fine. And then when you're ready, relax for a moment. Relax the legs, bring the feet together, inhaling arms up, interlock the fingers, turning the palms upside down to face the ceiling, tailbone still in. On the exhale, move towards your right, pressing the ceiling, the wall away from you, making sure the feet are still pressing equally down. Inhaling back to center, exhaling to the left. Then inhaling back to center. And on the exhale, twist towards the right, keeping the shoulders in one line, turning your gaze towards your right hand only if the neck allows you. Keeping the thighs to face forward, inhaling again back to center, lengthening on the inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to twist towards the left. Again, shoulders in one line. Make sure you're not twisting from the lower back, but you're twisting from the shoulder. You turn your gaze towards the hand in the back, only if the neck is okay. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands down and behind the back. Interlocking fingers, stretching knuckles, elbows towards the ground. First, take a deep inhale here. Heart lifting, gaze lifting to the ceiling. Pressing the feet equally down and exhale, forward fold. Bring the arms above the head and letting your neck be long, your head be heavy. Fold here, hold a few breaths, making sure this is okay for your knees, soft bending knees if you have to. Opening the shoulders, don't fight the gravity. Relax the jaws, relax in the poses. Beautiful. On the next inhale, rise up. The head is the last one to come up. Release and change the interlock of the fingers. Stretching knuckles, elbows down first. Heart, inhale, up and gaze. Exhale, forward, fold. Long neck again. Heavy head, shift the weight forward onto your toes. Don't keep everything on the heels. Try to distribute equally the weight, toes and heels. Opening the shoulders again here. Long neck, heavy head, soft bending the knees if you have to. Bringing thighs to belly, belly to thighs. Wonderful. Keep breathing, relaxing the jaws. One more breath here. Always support yourself with the breath. Remember to invite the breath in if it's gone. On the next inhale, rising up. The head is the last one to come up. Releasing the hands down by the side. Just moving on the toes forward and back a few times. Then tailbone in. Inhaling, arms up again. Exhaling to forward fold. Forehead to the knee, inhale, flat back, plant the palms down, step the right foot back left to follow to a high plank, shoulders above the wrists, keep spreading fingers, don't collapse into the hips, hold your plank and then exhale, Chaturanga-dandasana, inhaling for upward facing dog, back bending, and on the exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Our first downward facing dog. Walk your dog, bend the knees, move the hips from side to side. Do anything that works for you to remove stiffness. Make sure to spread the fingers, pressing the palms down, long neck, heavy head, lengthen upper body. And sharpen the sitting bones back and up towards the back of the room. Still walking your dog or not. Anything that works for you. Take your time always in the poses. The first downward facing dog. I always like to keep it a little bit longer. Beautiful. Maybe finding stillness. A few more breaths here in your downward facing dog. Still sharpening sitting bones, spreading fingers, lengthening upper body. And when you're ready, gaze at the top of the mat, right foot steps at the top, left to follow, big toes to touch. Inhaling for a flat back, exhaling to forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way up, gazing up. And then exhaling, hands at the heart and down by the side. Wonderful. Keep the feet together, big toes to touch. One more time, hands at the heart. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling to forward fold. Forehead to the knees. Inhale. Halfway up, exhale, stepping back to a plank. Exhaling, Chaturanga-dandasana. Inhaling to a upward facing dog. And on the exhale, moving to a downward facing dog. Again, a few breaths here. Make sure to spread the fingers, lengthen the upper body and sharpen the sitting bones. Long neck, heavy head, always inviting the breath back into the practice. Dropping the knees down on the next exhale and moving towards the back of your mat, making sure you have enough room in the front on your mat. Keeping the knees hip apart, walk the hands towards the front of the mat, the corners of your mat, and exhale to a poppy pose. Chest down, chin down, keep the hips high, and if it's too much, you can drop the forehead down as well instead of keeping the chin down. Holding here again to open the shoulders a little bit deeper. Make sure this is okay. Again, to support your practice, to relax in the poses. That will help you as well. If you just breathe, you will forget about the pose, but just focus on the breathing. Holding, opening shoulders, relaxing facial muscles. Just breathing. Few more breaths, and then inhale, lift yourself up, walking the hands to a tabletop position. Wrists are under the shoulders, your knees are under your hips. Inhaling, right arm up, exhaling, right arm underneath your left armpit, threading the needle, dropping your right side of the cheekbone and temple down, extending your left arm towards the front of your mat if it's available. Making sure your right shoulder it's okay, making sure you are okay in the pose, keeping the hips high again, and if it's available, maybe bringing your left hand behind the back, finding for the opposite inner thigh, coming to a half bind, but this only if it's available, and again maybe relaxing into a smile. Beautiful. If your left hand is behind you, bringing next to the face to press yourself up, extending right arm up again. And then exhaling back to tabletop position, moving on to the other side. Wonderful. When you are ready, left arm up, inhale. Exhaling, threading the left arm underneath your right armpit, left cheekbone down, left temple down. And same here, walking the right hand towards the front of the mat, holding here. Hips are high, remaining up. And then doing the same onto this side, either keeping the hand towards the front of your mat or coming for that half bind, trying to bring your right hand behind your back, coming for the opposite inner thigh, rolling the right shoulder still towards the ceiling, not collapsing forward. Any of these two variations that works for you, go for it, knowing that both are fine. When you are ready, bring the right hand next to the face to press yourself. Inhaling, left arm up again. Exhaling, tabletop position. Making sure wrists are under the shoulders, knees are hip apart. Tuck the toes in. Inhaling, knees up, navel to spinal. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a few breaths here again. Always spreading fingers. Pressing the palms down, sharpening the sitting bones back and up, lengthening the upper body, relaxing the neck, relaxing the jaws. Inhaling, right leg up for a three-legged dog. Keeping the hips in one line, left outer hip rolls up, right outer hip rolls down, maybe pointing the right toes down towards the mat, still pressing the hands equally into the mat. On the next exhale, step the right knee, bend the right knee, coming into a plank, rounding the back, nose to knee, knee to nose, and on the exhale, shoot the leg back up to a three-legged dog. And one more time, round into the back, knee to nose, nose to knee, shoot the leg back up, three-legged dog. And then one more time, bend into the knee, knee to nose, coming forward, rounding the back into a plank, and then shooting the leg back up. Wonderful. Bending into the right knee, this time bringing the knee towards the ceiling. Opening the hips, exhaling, gaze underneath your right armpit, and still pressing the hands equally down, lengthening the back at the same way. Hold, and on the next exhale, step the right foot in between the hands, left knee down, inhaling, arms up. With the right hand, hold onto your left elbow, bringing the left palm between the shoulder blades, and see if you can bring the right hand behind the back and coming into a bind. And if it's not available, use a belt to hold your bind. Now keep rolling left outer hip forward, right outer hip back. Inhale, upper body away from the lower back. Make sure to not round or arch into the back. if you're binding especially. And then when you're ready, tucking back toes in, extend your back leg to a high lunge, keeping the front knee still bent, kicking through the back heel and keeping tailbone in. Keep inhaling, always supporting your practice. Right toes, right heel inside, outside of the foot, pressing down. Your feet are hip apart. Make sure to not collapse in the pose. Release the arms, inhale. Arms up. Exhale, halfway forward, keeping your upper body lengthened away from the lower back, in strong core, still kicking through the back heel, holding here. It requires a strong leg, strong core, this pose, so make sure to relax the shoulders, keep them away from the ears and the jaws. Beautiful. On the next inhale, you're going to turn sideways for a reverse warrior. So stepping the left foot sideways, arch of the foot in line with the right heel, and again maybe coming for a half bind with the left arm behind the back. Holding reverse warrior, making sure your arm above the right ear, right arm, it's super energized. Just gazing in front of you, it's enough. No need to gaze up. But if your neck allows you, go ahead and gaze up towards your right elbow. Beautiful. One more breath here, and then on the inhale, coming back to a warrior two, quick, extending the front leg and shortening the distance in between the feet. Arms are parallel to the ground. Inhale, right arm up, opening right side of the rib cage. Exhale for Utthita Trikonasana. Keep the shoulders in one line. Left shoulder rolls up to the ceiling. Long neck before you gaze up towards your left hand, using a block under your right hand if you need to bring the floor closer. And again, remember, you gaze up only if the neck say okay. Your left outer hip rolls back, your left shoulder rolls back, right shoulder forward. Make sure your front knee is not hurting. And on the next inhale, push yourself to come up, opening the feet again, the distance in between the feet one more time, coming for a warrior two, bending front knee. So your right heel is in line with the left arch of the foot, shoulders are in one line, tailbone in, gaze towards the right middle finger. Exhaling, right hand comes back onto the inside of your right foot on the block or on the ground. Your left shoulder still rolling towards the ceiling for a side angle. You're going to exhale your left arm above the left ear. Again, long neck. You might gaze up towards your left elbow, left shoulder, or just gaze in front of you, making sure you are not collapsing forward, outer edge of the left foot still pressing down. Then gaze in front of you, trying to come for a half bind one more time. So your left hand comes behind your back, trying to reach for your left upper thigh. You can stay there or come for a full bind. Your right hand comes underneath your hamstring and interlock fingers behind. You're still not collapsing forward. You're turning your left shoulder up to the ceiling and the gaze as well. Remember, only if the neck allows you, you'll gaze up. Otherwise, just gaze in front of you. Holding here your side angle with a full bind or half bind. When you are ready, releasing the bind, framing the right foot. And then stepping the right foot back, coming into a downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a few breaths here. Spread the fingers, press the palms, keeping the feet hip apart at the back of your mat. Lengthening the upper body, sharpening the sitting bones. Bring the breath back in. Again, keeping the feet at the back of the mat, hip apart. You're gonna inhale your left leg up, rolling left outer hip down, right outer hip up for a three-legged dog. Beautiful. Lengthening the upper body the same way you do in downward facing dog. Bending into the left knee, bringing the left knee towards the ceiling. Exhaling, gaze underneath your left armpit. Holding here, opening the hip a little bit deeper. Relaxing the jaws, maybe into a smile. Hold a few more breaths. Beautiful. Take your time. Just press the hands equally down. Remember, spreading the fingers, lengthening the upper body. And then when you're ready, extending the left leg. And then bending into the left knee, bringing your left knee to nose, nose to knee, forward into a round plank, shooting the left leg up on the exhale. And again, a few more times, forward into a plank, nose to knee, knee to nose, and shooting the left leg back up. One more time, rounding to the back, knee to nose, and nose to knee, shooting the left leg up, stepping the left foot in between the hands, right knee down, inhaling for a lunge here, bending into the right elbow, and with the left hand help yourself to bring that palm between the shoulder blades. When you're ready, bring the left hand behind to come into a bind. Remember to use the belt always if you need, keeping the back toes in, holding here, not rounding or arching the back. You're keeping the feet hip apart as well. Soon we're gonna lift up, so back toes are in, and when you are ready, your left toes, left heel inside outside of the foot, pressing down. And one more time, make sure to use a belt if you have to for the bind. Again, tucking the back toes in, extend the back leg, right leg, making sure your hip is in one line, keeping tailbone in, kicking through the back heel, left toes, left heel inside outside of the foot, still pressing down. Using a belt for the bind if you have to. Inhaling arms up, exhaling halfway forward. Again, shoulders away from the ears. Your abdominal area should be engaged. Your neck is long, one line of energy from your back heel. On the next exhale, move to a reverse warrior. Nothing changes in your left knee. Stepping the right foot sideways. Right arch of the foot in line with the left heel. Maybe again coming for a half bind, right hand behind, trying to reach for your opposite thigh, left arm above the left ear. Super energized. You gazing up only if the neck say okay. Otherwise, just gaze in front of you. Breathing here a few more breaths. And then on the next inhale, coming for a quick warrior 2, and then extending the front leg on the inhale, shortening the distance in between the feet. Inhaling left arm up, exhaling Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose on the left side. Again, keep the right shoulder rolled up, keep the shoulders in one line, long neck before you gaze up towards the right hand. Right outer hip rolls back. Outer ridge of the right foot pressed down. Use a block under your left hand if you need it. Imagine you're leaning on the wall behind you, so your back is in line with your hips. Inhaling, coming back up and opening again the distance in between the feet. Bending into the left knee, coming for a warrior 2. Gaze towards your left middle finger, shoulders in one line, tailbone in, left toes, left heel inside outside of the foot, pressing down, left heel in line with the right arch of the foot. Tailbone in, always inhaling, upper body away from the lower body. On the next exhale, side angle, left arm, exhale down inside your left foot. Exhaling as well, your right arm above the right ear. Long neck before you gaze up or just in front of you, not collapsing forward. Holding your side angle for a few breaths here, and then coming for that half bind, right hand behind you, finding for your left inner thigh, or maybe coming for a full bind. Left hand underneath your left hamstring and coming to find your right fingers. Coming into that full bind, keeping the right shoulder up to the ceiling and as well the gaze up. Once more, only if the neck say okay. Hold here a few breaths. And then slowly releasing the bind. Release the hands down, frame the left foot and stepping back to a downward facing dog. Beautiful. Spread the fingers, press the palms down. Lengthening the upper body, sharpen the sitting bones. Take your time. Always child's pose is there. If you need it, remember to take a break. And bring the breath back in. Always. I will remind you this forever. Beautiful. Take a few more breaths here. Long neck, heavy head, sharpening sitting bones back and up. Lengthen upper body. And on the next inhale again, right leg up for a three-legged dog. You're rolling left outer hip up, right outer hip down, and moving again to that plank, knee to nose, round into the back on the exhale. Shooting the leg back up and again inhaling to round the back, plank, knee to nose. Exhale, shooting the leg up. One more time, knee to nose, round into the back and shoot the leg up. Bending into the right knee and this time stepping the right foot in between the hands. Inhaling, arms up for a low lunge, left knee down. Bend into the left elbow. Right hand behind the back, coming for that Gomukhasana arms. Using a belt if the bind is not there. Keeping the back toes in and tailbone in. We're gonna lift up one more time soon. So pushing in through the back heel, lift up, extend the back leg, left leg. Nothing changes in the front knee, right knee stays bent. Holding, not arching or rounding the back. Inhaling here, exhaling. And then inhaling, arms up in your high lunge. Then exhaling halfway in. Again, strong core, kicking through the back heel. Shoulders away from the ears. Holding here, kicking through that back heel still. One line of energy. And then exhaling, reverse warrior. Again with the half bind. Trying to find your right inner thigh with the left hand. Right arm extending above the right ear. You gazing up towards your right elbow. Only if the neck say okay. Breathing into the pose. Inhaling for a warrior two. Quick extending the front leg. Shortening the distance one more time. Inhaling, right arm up. Exhaling, triangle, Utthita Trikonasana again. Long neck before gazing up. Shoulders in one line. Imagine the wall is behind you, so back in line with the hips. Breathing always. Sticking the tongue out. Sometimes if you feel your jaws are super clenching. So letting go of any tension. That's what I do. It helps me to release. Breathing here, relaxing. And on the next inhale, rising back up. Opening the distance in between the feet one more time. Bending into the right knee for a warrior two. Gazing towards your right middle finger. Tailbone in. Shoulders in one line. Beautiful. Take a few breaths here in your warrior two. Virabhadasana 2. Relaxing always. And then when you are ready, right hand down inside your right foot, moving into a side angle with a half bind or full bind, anything that works for you. Holding just a few breaths, making sure you keep the left shoulder to the ceiling. And then this time you're going to gaze down towards your right foot for a better balance. with the back foot 1 or 2 steps, as many steps as you need to bring the back foot forward. And then find your drishti focus point. You're gonna shift the weight onto your left foot, trying to lift your right leg all the way up to the sky for a bird of paradise. You might keep your right knee bent. If that's okay, that's one step. Or you can extend the right leg all the way side and up towards the ceiling. Finding a drishti focus point to hold. And then slowly bending into the right knee, bringing the right foot back down from where you came and stepping the left foot as well back from where you came. You can always take 1 or 2 steps to go back with control without rushing into the poses. Coming back into that side angle with the bind and then releasing, stepping the right foot back to a downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a moment here. Relaxing, spreading fingers, pressing palms into the mat, flat pancakes. Taking a few breaths here. Resting for a moment before doing the other side. Take your time always in the poses, moving maybe the hips from side to side, doing anything that works for you to release tension. When you're ready, right foot steps in between the hands, turning sideways on the mat, bringing the feet parallel to each other, toes in, heels out, bring the hands, inhale halfway up, hands behind the back, interlocking fingers again, and on the exhale, forward fold. For a Prasarita PadottanasanaC. Again, shifting the weight equally onto the toes and heels, trying to reach the crown of the head down towards the mat. If it's too easy for you, shorten the distance in between your feet. If it's too hard for you, you can open the feet wider. And again, using a belt for your hands. If the bind interlocking, it's not there. Just relaxing the jaws, long neck, heavy head. Breathing, few more breaths here. Wonderful. Relaxing. And on the next inhale, rise up, halfway up, exhale, hands down, and turn towards the front of the mat, framing again your right foot, stepping back to a downward facing dog. One more time. Spread the fingers, press the palms, rest for a while in your downward facing dog, and then we will move on to the other side, left side, for our bird of paradise. When you're ready, inhale, left leg high for a 3-legged dog. And then we will move into that knee to nose plank for a few times. Just for now, holding few more breaths here. Your 3-legged dog. Remember, left outer hip rolls down, right outer hip rolls up, and let's go for that plank, knee to nose, rounding into the back. Exhaling, shooting the left leg back up, and again knee to nose to knee, rounding into the back, coming forward, and then shooting the leg back up. One more time, knee to nose, round the back, nose to knee, coming forward, and then exhaling, shooting the left leg back up. Beautiful. Step the left foot in between the hands, right knee drops down, inhaling your arms up. Now this time you're going to bend your right elbow, bring the left hand behind the back, finding the interlock, finding the bind, keep the back toes in. We're gonna extend the back leg soon, so keep the hips in one line, left toes, left heel inside outside of the foot, pressing down. Don't round or arch the back. Remember to use a belt for your hands if you need it. And breathe all the time. When you are ready, tucking back toes in if they are not there yet. Extend the back leg, the right leg, coming for our high lunge with a bind. Just for a few breaths. Hips are in one line, kicking through the back heel. Relax the shoulders, and then inhaling, arms up, exhaling halfway in. Remember, lengthening upper body away from the lower back, abdominal muscles are engaged, shoulders away from the ears, still kicking through that back heel. And then when you're ready, exhaling sideways for a reverse warrior. Left heel in line with the arch, right arch of the foot. So you step the right foot sideways, maybe finding half bind here. One more time, right hand comes behind the back, reaching for your left inner thigh, left arm above the left ear, super energized. You gazing up towards your left elbow, only if the neck say okay. Beautiful. Inhaling for a quick warrior two, then extending the front leg, shortening the distance in between the feet. Inhaling your left arm up, exhaling triangle pose again on the left side, shoulders in one line, long neck before you gaze up at your right hand. Take your time, breathing here a few times. Rolling right outer hip back. Imagine again the wall it's behind you, so hips are in line with your back. Beautiful. Inhaling, rising back up, opening the distance in between the feet one more time, bending into the front knee for a warrior two, gaze towards the left middle finger, shoulders in one line, tailbone in, always inhaling your upper body away from the lower back. Beautiful. Exhaling, left hand inside your left foot for a side angle. One more time. Right arm exhale and extend above your right ear, or come for a half bind or a full bind. If you want to skip your bird of paradise, you can always just stay here in your side angle. Beautiful. Take your time, make sure you have the bind there, strong bind, and then when you are ready, gaze down at your left foot, and one more time taking one or two steps, as many as you need to step the back foot towards the front of your mat, shifting the weight onto your right foot this time, trying to lift your left leg away from the ground, finding a drishti focus point, right toes, right heel inside outside of the foot, pressing down for a better standing, better balance, keeping the left knee bent or extending the left leg sideways and up towards the ceiling. Just a breath or two here. Beautiful. And then slowly bending into the left knee, soft bend into the right knee as well. And then we will try to go back from where you came without collapsing. With control, release that left foot back down, and then take one or two steps, as many as you need, or if you can do it in one step, you can go ahead stepping the right foot back for a side angle, releasing the bind, exhaling, hands down, framing the left foot, and stepping back to a downward facing dog. Beautiful, wonderful. Take your time, relax here for a moment. Always making sure you are inviting the breath back in. The longer and the better you breathe, the more you can support your practice. Spread the fingers again. Press the palms down. Sharpening sitting bones, lengthening the upper body. Beautiful. Exhaling next, your knees down. Walking the knees forward, crossing the legs at the shins and sitting back. Extending your legs in front of you. Take a moment here. Bringing the feet together, pointing the toes up, pushing through the heels. And then turning sideways on your mat, separating the feet as wide as you can. And again, pushing through the heels, pointing the toes up. Inhaling your arms up, keeping the lengthening in the body. Exhaling, hands in front of you, walking the hands away from you, and surrendering here for a few breaths. Maybe bringing the palms and lower arms down, maybe the forehead down. Anything that you can do, just make sure to relax the shoulders and soft bending knees if any pain arises, or you can keep the legs stretched but bring the feet closer so you don't bring any pain behind your knees. Just a few more breaths here. Long neck always, shoulders relaxed, beautiful. On the next inhale, head up, walk the hands back towards you and come again all the way up. Inhaling, arms up, right lower arm comes inside your right foot, and if it's too much, just keep the hand extended, the arm extended, keep the right palm down. Otherwise, coming back onto your right lower arm, left arm, inhale up to the ceiling, and then exhale, trying to reach for your right toes as well. Long neck, maybe gazing up again, making sure you are not collapsing the right shoulder down, keeping the right shoulder, right elbow roll towards the ceiling. Still pushing through the heels, pointing the toes up. Inhaling, rise up, switching sides. Right palm, left palm down or right lower arm down. Anything that works for you as long as you're not collapsing in the shoulder. Inhaling that right arm up and then exhaling your right arm above the right ear. You can just stay here or maybe try to reach for your left toes as well. Rolling your right shoulder always to the ceiling, not collapsing forward. Still pushing through the heels, pointing the toes up, long neck before you gaze up at your opposite elbow. Right elbow this time. Relaxing in the pose, and on the next inhale, coming back up, releasing the hands. And then bending into the knees. Bring the soles of the feet together. Walk yourself towards the heels or heels towards you. Holding on to your feet. Inhaling. Flat back. Shoulders away from the ears. And on the exhale, fold. Keeping the lower arms inside your feet. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders, and every inhale remind yourself to lengthen upper body away from the lower body. Relaxing in the pose again, always breathing. Relax the jaws. Few more breaths here into our Padottanasana. Using a block under the forehead. Maybe if you want to rest the head. Maybe if the floor is too far. Or yes, just to rest the head on the block. One more breath here. Wonderful. And then inhale, head up. Take the block away if what's there. Help yourself to bring the knees up. Bring the feet down in front of you, hip apart, and walk the heels away from you a little bit. Hands behind you slightly, and then just drop the knees from side to side to release any tension. Again, crossing the legs, coming with the right lower leg in front of the left. Inhaling, arms up, exhaling, twist to the left. Right hand comes on the left knee and left arm behind you. For a twist, inhaling always upper body away from the lower back, and on the exhale, maybe gaze towards your right shoulder. Again, make sure this is not hurting lower back. You're twisting from the shoulders, not from the lower back. Gaze behind you again, only as much as you can. Inhale again and exhale back to center, switching the cross of the legs, left leg in front of the right, sitting bones down. Inhaling, arms up, exhaling, twisting to the right. Left hand, right knee, right hand behind you. Again, inhaling. And maybe on the exhale, twisting deeper, or just stay where you are. Gaze behind you only as much as you can. Inhaling, coming back to center, extending the legs in front of you. Outer hips roll to the inner thighs, push through the heels, point the toes up. Maybe take a belt nearby just in case you might need it. Inhaling, arms up to neutral, spinal, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, forward fold. This is the time when you can use the belt, placing it on the balls of the feet if you need it to support yourself. Otherwise, inhale one more time for a flat back, shoulders away from the ears, and exhale, forward fold, Paschimottanasana, holding here a few breaths. trying to reach the crown of the head towards the toes. So try to maintain the lengthen in the upper body, not hurting your lower back. Relaxing the jaws, relaxing your facial muscles, just stretching the back of the legs, the sides of the body. Everything is stretching pretty much into this pose. Wonderful. On the next inhale, head up, exhale there, and then slowly lift yourself all the way up, bending into the knees, coming again into a cross-leg seated position, and maybe sitting on a block, moving into our breathing exercise. Today we're going to practice alternate nostril breathing with inner retention, also called Antarkumbhaka. So we will try to inhale for 4, hold the breath for 16, and exhale for 8. If any of this is not working for you, it's giving you any dizziness, you can just take a couple of breaths of mindful breath, anything that's normal for you, but maybe keeping your awareness to the nostrils so you can be a little bit more present and fully here at your yoga practice. So try to practice with me if it's okay. If not, remember, you can always skip it. When you are ready, make sure to find that sweet spot. Again, maybe sitting on the block. For me, it's very comfortable to sit on the block. Bring your left hand in Chin Mudra and your right hand in Nasagra Mudra. The index finger and middle finger will be at the center of the eyebrows. With your right big thumb, you will close your right nostril, and with the left big thumb, you will close your left nostril. For now, just hold, nothing closing. Just relax everything before beginning. Let go everything out. And then when you are ready, let's try closing your right nostril, inhaling through the left, holding the breath, exhaling through the right, inhaling through the right, holding the breath, exhaling through the left, inhaling through the left, holding the breath, exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right, holding the breath, exhaling through the left. Inhaling through the left, holding the breath, exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right, holding the breath, exhaling left. Inhaling left, holding the breath, exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right, holding the breath, exhaling through the left. Inhaling left, holding the breath, exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right, holding the breath. Exhaling through the left. And slowly releasing the right hand down. Take a moment here. Coming back to what's normal breathing for you. Just relaxing for a while. And then slowly bringing the hands at the heart in Namaste. Join me for 1 Om and 3 Shantis. If you feel like on the next inhale, Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The divine light within me honors the divine light within you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. I also have a card to read from for you today before you leave. So today's card is New Beginnings. Water, emotion, energy, all life-affirming and life-giving. Patience is the key. Once the deluge of emotion passes, you will see that left in its wake is a wondrous new day, a rainbow of possibilities. Do not get attached to the emotions that surround a situation that's happening right now in your life. This will only attach your identification with the emotion itself, giving it more power and hindering the release, so that the door to your new beginning will not open. Sit in the emotion, cry, journal, talk it out with a friend, and then let it go. Perform a ritual if you are called to one. Place your feelings on a bit of paper and let it go, wherever through water or fire, both excellent transmuting elements. Be thankful for the experience of the situation and proclaim to Creator that you are ready for the newest that is about to come into your life. Thank you again for being here today with me. I'll see you in the next class. I wish you a great day, and I really hope the message I read for you today is exactly what you were looking for and what you needed to hear. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. I wish you all the best. Namaste.